Welcome back. Like I said last week, that we will be continuing chilling, chit-chatting. We'll be continuing talking about trans beings, trans human beings in Malawi during this Pride Month.
Yeah.
So as usual, my proudest. You'll always be my proudest. My beloved.
Proud and loud.
Even though you are really.
Proud and loud because I'm loud about it.
Oh yeah, you are loud, especially when. But anyway, that's besides the fact.
I'm just intelligent.
I know. I have never met anybody who gets intelligent after they have pass. I'm like, oh. But that's you.
That's not a compliment, but thank you.
I had to. I had to because they're high already. But anyways, so last week we left off on the problems that trans people faces in Malawi. We started by talking about the concept even of transgender in Malawi. It's so strange. People don't really understand. And you were talking to me about how people will be like, oh, this is a phase. You're going through a phase. So I want to, from your side, being a trans man, what are some of the problems, despite being social, maybe medical, maybe economics, maybe, for example, or expression-wise? Like, what are some of the problems that trans men go through in life?
I think there are a couple of problems
Yes.
that trans people meet. I will start from, let's say, the education sector.
Yes.
There are a couple of my friends that I know
Okay.
that opted to drop out of school
Oh.
because the school was not accommodative, and because of the bullying around that happens in school, they just felt like they do not belong and they ended up dropping out, which brings the problem of which a lot of trans people are not employed even.
Yes.
Because in spaces, people are just like, you're not capacitated enough.
Yeah.
You're just a school dropout. You
Yes.
haven't done anything in life. You can't conversate even in English. How can I employ you? Where should I place you?
Yeah.
Even if you would want like to be employed with a government entity to say, okay, I'll apply for the police or the MDF. You better be lucky that they don't know about you.
Yes.
Because you'll be disciplined once they realize that
Yes.
you belong to the community, which
I don't-
is very sad.
Talking about employment as well, I found ever since I came out, I was like, oh my god,
Yeah?
I lost it.
Right?
I was like, I have completely lost it.
Yeah.
I will never be employed
Yeah.
by someone, especially when you're known. Like
Yeah.
the way I am. I'm like, I would never be employed by unless they know of me.
Yeah, they're like, the reputation of us as a company, our brand, you're ruining the brand name. They'll have a lot of problems around it.
I have a friend of mine who says they're an ally.
Yeah.
And when we met, they were like, "Oh my God, I wanna come to your show. I think it's a great opportunity for me to get that little exposure. And I think you are fun. I'm an ally. I will come there." And I'm like, "Okay, fine." And I was like excited because I'm like, "Okay, fine." I'm always welcoming. On the day of the show, they somehow came up with so many excuses.
Yeah.
They're like, "Oh my God, can you ask my friend? Because my mom is like super homophobic, and if they see me there,
It won't end
it
well."
won't end well. I already have a child out of wedlock, and it was a whole big thing." And I was like, "What? Then are you having a child? Like, what does that have to do with me being? You're not going to say you're a lesbian on my show.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about something else." Then I realized it dawned on me like, okay. I think my reputation as electrazi is seen or deemed something like disgusting, dark, and everything.
Yeah.
Like I can't, even if someone like if I applied and they see and they recognize it's me, I will let go. I'll be let go on the spot immediately.
Yeah, that's where I was driving to
Yeah.
as well. Another problem that's here is the safety and security.
Yes.
Because in as much as people know that you're trans,
Yes.
your safety is at stake.
Compromised. Yeah.
Now, a lot of people who are your allies, if they show it to the people that, okay, I'm cool with electricity, I can sit on a table with them, it also puts their life at risk.
Yeah,
that's why a lot of people are like, okay, I'll be your ally,
But from afar,
from afar because I do not also want to harm the people that are connected to me.
Yeah.
And on the same safety and security, it's an experience that's mostly experienced by the transgender women.
Yes.
But there is a lot of impersonating and framing people out there.
Yeah.
So I've heard of cases whereby people will be like, okay, I like you. Let's date. Let's go and sleep together. And you go sleep with them, they tape it without your knowledge.
Yeah.
And then they're going to use that tape to say,
Yes.
I'll out you. And once I out you, because the law does not support this thing, you're going
Yeah.
to jail.
Yeah.
And people are losing a lot of money through that process,
Yeah.
which is very bad.
Very bad, very bad. I have a friend of mine on this, on a WhatsApp group and stuff.
Yeah.
Like I don't know where they met with this man, but they did meet and they agreed on what to do and however. But then after they went and did their thing, in the morning the guy was not to be found.
Yeah.
And the guy was like, maybe, he was going to buy food or something, right? Come to think of it, like the guy came with the police and everything and was claiming that this person raped me and was like, it was like that type of thing.
Yeah.
And I was like, what happened? Like, it was, I'm like, it's confusing thing, but
Yeah.
it's what we go through as trans women. Either being accused that we raped somebody,
Yeah.
or we're impersonating, and then they just call the mob, and then
It's really disheartening, and taking the same safety to trans men, there's an issue of corrective rape.
yes,
A lot of people, because it's a very traumatizing event,
it is.
a lot of people don't talk about it, but it happens. And the claim is, if you are lesbian, if you are a trans man, you're going through the phase. So if I sleep with you, perhaps you're going to change your mind.
Yes.
Perhaps if you see it that it's sweet, it's going down,
might-
then
yeah.
you're going to start sleeping with men. It's very disgusting and
Like
it's so
true.
inhuman.
So true. I have a friend. I think you know the friend as well from Branta. I will not mention her for the sake of whatever because she didn't want the story to come out. But this friend of mine was raped, right? And she was raped by people that she knew. And at the bar, the words was like, because you have never been with a man.
Oh yeah.
So when after this,
You're going to
you leave all these things, this phase of yours.
But how can, if you think it's a phase, how can I leave a phase out of you forcing me to do something that I don't want? Because that will make me hate it more.
And so the thing that was even more disheartening was when the person told me, because they told me fresh as it happened, not as it happened, but immediately after,
Yeah.
I suggested going to the police
Yeah.
and report the case, and they said no. They said no.
Why did they say no?
The shame associated with rape.
Yeah.
And this is a trans man.
Yeah.
So the shame surrounding, trans men.
Yeah.
So like the shame around that, and how would my community now
How
view me?
will my community, like,
Because-
people say like you triggered them.
Yes,
why did you
because they
go
went to
that?
the person went to drink with these people,
Yeah.
and it was in the middle of the night at 11 or 12 or something, which was not wrong because they are adults, they're consenting adults and stuff. Like it's their money, right? But then they said no out of fear for the judgment, not so like the rape itself, but the judgment for people is gonna be too much for them to handle. They rather keep it inside.
I personally feel like a lot of trans people or a lot of LGBTI people
Yes.
go through a lot of traumatic events and they have literally nobody to talk to.
That's true.
Because we face a lot of stigma, a lot of discrimination, and we do not know who to trust.
Yes.
Because at the end of the day, even if I am so open to you,
Yeah.
tomorrow you might betray me.
Yes.
I'll give an example. The pastors marched
Yeah.
against LGBTI community.
Which I spoke about. It.
They are the same pastors who are in same spaces with us to say we embrace you. You
Yes.
can come to church. God loves you. A, B, C, D, E. And then you're marching in the street.
Again.
How do I know that the information and the conversations that
yes.
you had with me are safe and my safety is safe?
Yes, that's true.
And a lot of people are not mentally okay. That's why people say trans people are full of rage.
It's because they are.
That's what a lot of people say.
But it's because they are full of rage. Because of what the society has made them to be.
Because
Before you go, like, do you know when I came out online, you know, the clapbacks, like, it was like envy, not like envy, but rage in a way. Funny, yes, but to the people that were seeing through me were like, okay, this is not okay, like, da, da, da. And then there were some people who was like, you know what, Electrancy, do you know Popreski? Asking me, do you know Somizi? You know, Somizi gets brand because of the reputation that, you know, like he's squeaky clean, yada, yada, yada. And then they were telling me in Malawi as if I'm accepted. You know what I mean? I want you to think about it. Like, I'm not accepted, so obviously I have to defend myself.
Yeah.
So I defend myself. In a way of defending myself, like the reputation, like I'm seen now as this rage and like mad. I'm seen like as an insane or like vulgar, like I'm full with the vulgarities and stuff.
A lot of people feel like telling them the truth is defense.
Yes.
Because if you're asking the truth about me, I will tell you the truth.
The same way you ask, I will give you the same energy.
It depends with how you choose to interpret it.
Yes.
Because it's the same as, did you eat in Sima? Yes or no?
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
So if I say yes, and you ask why, I tell you because I was hungry. Does that sound like defense?
No.
It's the same as you ask me, are you trans? Yes. Why? Because that's how I feel, and that's what makes me align with my inner self.
Yes.
Does that sound like defense?
No, it does not.
But the broader perspective of people is it's defense because you don't want to listen to us, because you don't want to take the binary system, because you don't want to agree with the church, because you want to be unruly in the family, because you don't like your relatives. It will come with a lot of narratives that doesn't add up. Why? Because of what you have already imprinted as a back of
perception. Yes. It's not because of us, really.
Yeah.
It's their inability to accept what we say.
Yeah.
Because they're incapable of just saying, okay, you're trans, okay.
Acceptance is key.
Yeah. The inability to just say, okay, but they want to find a reason. They want to find what's good. They want to find what's wrong. They want to give it an explanation or something. Not knowing that I believe every gay person, if you haven't, I have prayed it away, wished it away, have done everything humanly possible, even sometimes kill it away, but unsuccessful, of course, because otherwise I'll be dead. But I have attempted. Like I remember one time where I attempted, and it was that time that I realized, like, okay, you know what?
Stop beating yourself.
Why should I beat myself over this thing? Like, I am tired. I am worn out already. If I'm gonna be miserable, then let me just come out, and at least the little time that I'll have when I'm out, I'll be happy.
It will be more valuable than the days that I will pretend to be somebody that I'm not.
Yes, that was exactly how I came out.
Yeah,
I was like, no, I'm done.
Everybody is done in this country,
and especially in this country, after 44%, everything just crushed.
Right.
If you are gay and in the closet after 44%, honey, how is the closet? No, I'm not saying come out, but darling, how is the closet?
Coming out is not a good idea. Right?
Especially in Malawi, it's not a good idea. But darling, the depression that is in the closet, the cobwebs that is the closet.
It's too much.
No, I was there for a long case. I'm like, no,
we can't do this.
I can't do this.
But then connecting dots to the closet. Another thing that we are encountering as a community, as trans community, is access to health, really.
Yeah, access to health. That's true.
Because as a trans man, I remember there was a time I went to the hospital to ask for HTC, HIV testing services. And I was told, but you know what? you are at a very low risk. Yeah. Why are you even testing for HIV? This is coming from an HIV counselor who is just supposed to give me the service. How do you know that I can or I can't contract HIV? How are you sure about the sexual activities that I do?
This is a medical person.
A medical personnel.
Ladies and gentlemen, I think I'm gonna have this story has to go on. People have to know. So stay tuned for the next episode as we go dive deep. This is Pride Month, ladies and gentlemen. You're gonna get sick of us. Stay tuned for the next episode. Bye bye.
Good.